Hey guys, tonight we're pulling an all-nighter on the graveyard shift, the kind where the coffee goes cold before you finish the first sip, and every raindrop on the windshield feels like it's counting down to something. Streetlights smear into orange ribbons across the glass, wipers thumping slow like a tired heartbeat, and the radio keeps humming that low, lonely static that only comes alive after 2 a.m. You probably won't make it to dawn after this one. So, before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. And while you're down there, drop your city and the exact time you're listening in the comments. I always read them when the sun comes up, and I'm still trying to convince myself the night is over. Now, dim the lights, maybe crack open a window for that midnight fog, and let's hit the streets together. It starts ordinary enough. Dispatch tones out flat and bored at 3:07 a.m. Welfare check, elderly male, 1427, Oak Ridge Lane. Neighbors haven't seen Mr. Harold Grayson in 4 days. Mail piling up, porch light still burning like he's expecting company. I'm 10 minutes out, cruising slow because the fog is thick enough to chew. County Road 9 is nothing but pine trees and silence tonight. The kind of silence that makes you roll the window down just to prove the world still has sound. I pull up to the house. One-story ranch, siding the color of wet newspaper. The porch light flickers like it's nervous. Front door is cracked open exactly 2 inches. Far enough for a cat to slip through, not far enough for comfort. Rain taps on my campaign hat as I step onto the porch. I announce myself the way they teach us. State police, anyone home? My voice sounds smaller than it should. Inside smells like old coffee and something metallic underneath. Living room is frozen in 1983, floral couch, wood panel walls, rotary phone on a little table by the recliner. The phone cord is stretched tight, receiver dangling, spinning slow like someone just let it go. I follow the cord with my flashlight. It ends at Harold Grayson's feet. He's sitting upright in the recliner, eyes open, skin the color of spoiled milk. Been gone at least 3 days, maybe 4. But the weird part, the part that still crawls under my badge when I'm trying to sleep, is the phone pressed against his ear like he's mid-conversation. And the receiver is warm. I clear the rest of the house by the book. Bedroom, bathroom, kitchen, nothing. Back door locked from the inside. Windows painted shut since Reagan was president. No forced entry, no struggle. Just Harold, dead 3 days, holding a warm phone that isn't ringing. I'm standing there deciding whether to bag the receiver as evidence when the phone actually does ring. One shrill bring that punches the quiet in half. My hand goes to my pistol on instinct. Second ring. I pick it up slow, like it might bite. State police. Who's calling? Static. Then breathing, slow, patient, right in my ear. Not wind, not interference. Breathing. And a voice, dry as dead leaves. Tell Harold the rain let up. I drop the receiver like it's burning. It swings, hits the wall, keeps swinging. Harold hasn't moved. His lips are the same gray as the rest of him, but I swear the corners twitch upward, just a fraction. Like he heard the weather report he was waiting for. Coroner later says heart failure, natural causes, puts time of death sometime Tuesday night. Phone records show no outgoing calls in 6 months. No incoming either, except one at 3:12 a.m. tonight, from the house line to the house line. A 2-minute call, phone to phone, same number. Tech guy at the precinct says that's impossible. I know. I stood there and watched the second hand sweep while the call was live. I sealed the scene, taped the door, drove back through the rain with the heater cranked so high my uniform steamed. Every mile, I kept checking the rear view for Harold sitting politely in the back seat, newspaper folded neat, waiting for me to tell him it stopped raining. I think some crimes were never meant to be solved. And some phone calls aren't placed by the living. That was the first thing I saw at 3 a.m. that still follows me home. The others, well, the night was young. The rain finally eases into a mist that clings to everything like guilt. I'm rolling west on County Road 17, headlights cutting tunnels through the fog, radio quiet enough that I can hear the engine tick when I let off the gas. It's 3:42 a.m. now, that dead zone where even the truckers have pulled over to sleep. I'm thinking about Harold, about how his eyes looked grateful when the phone rang, when the headlights in my rear view suddenly flare bright, too close. Somebody's flying up behind me doing at least 90. No emergency lights, just a civilian sedan riding my bumper like it wants inside the trunk. I flip on the takedown lights, flood the road white, and hit the shoulder. The car blows past without braking. Black four-door, late model Impala, no plates. I punch it, sirens wailing lonely into the trees, and we're running triple digits on a road that hasn't been repaved since the Clinton administration. He's weaving just enough to tell me the driver's either drunk or scared. I call it in, 10 to 80 in progress, no tag, mile marker 42. Dispatch comes back sleepy. Negative on stolen out of that make. You want backup? I tell them stand by. I'm gaining. I pull alongside, motion to drop back. That's when I see there's nobody behind the wheel. The driver's seat is empty. Seat belt dangling loose, dome light off, but the car keeps perfect lane discipline, hugging the curves like it's on rails. I fall behind again, heart doing that thing where it forgets a beat. In the red glow of my taillight wash, I catch the rearview mirror of the Impala. There's a face in it. My face. Only it's smiling in a way I haven't smiled since the academy. It raises one hand, my hand, and waves, slow, like we're old friends passing on Main Street. I hit the brakes hard enough that the ABS chatters. The Impala keeps going, taillights shrinking, then it just turns off the road. No driveway, no shoulder, just pines. I follow the tire tracks 20 yards in. They end at a tree. No crash, no debris, no car. Just bark scraped raw and the smell of hot brakes hanging in the air. I'm standing there with my flashlight shaking when my own voice comes over the radio. My voice, same timbre, same faint West Virginia drawl I've never quite shaken. Unit 217, you still with us? Dispatch has never called me 217. That was my father's call sign before he ate his service weapon in '99. I key the mic twice. Negative. Then once more because my thumb won't let go. The voice answers anyway. 10 to 24, County 17. Return to post. Nothing to see here, son. I drive back slow, every hair on my arm standing salute. At the barracks lot I sit in the cruiser with the door open, letting the cold bite me awake. I check the mobile data terminal. No record of the pursuit. No 10 to 80 logged. The dash cam? Blank from 3:41 to 3:49 a.m. 8 minutes scrubbed clean, like the night hit delete. Later that week, I pull the property records. County Road 17 used to be the main drag before the new bypass. Back in '94, a trooper, badge 217, chased a speeding Impala into those same woods. Car vanished. They found his cruiser idling, door open, coffee still warm. They never found him. Every few years, someone reports headlights with no driver, always around 3:42, always mile marker 42, always gone before backup arrives. I think some crimes were never meant to be solved. Some chases just circle back to pick up the next runner. I still drive that stretch sometimes, slower now. And every time I pass that scraped tree, I check my rear view first, just in case the reflection waves again. Shift drags on, rain finally gone, leaving the world dripping and exhausted. I'm back at the barracks by 4:18 a.m., trying to write up Harold, and the Phantom Impala before the words slip away like smoke. The reports feel pointless tonight. Nothing I type explains what I've seen. Sergeant says if I want the old file on the 94 disappearance, badge 217, county 17, I have to go get it myself. The archives moved to the basement last year after the roof leaked on the second floor again. Nobody likes going down there anymore. The stairwell smells like wet concrete and old paper that never quite dried. Motion lights flicker on one at a time, slow, like they're reluctant to wake up. My boots echo too loud. At the bottom, the steel door groans when I shoulder it open, and the air changes, colder, heavier, like the building's lungs are full of something that isn't oxygen. Rows of shelves stretch under buzzing fluorescence, case numbers stenciled in fading paint. I know exactly where the box is. Aisle 7, Shelf C, 1994 unsolved. I find it easy, too easy. Dust on the lid is disturbed, finger streaks cutting clean lines. Someone was here tonight. I pull the box. Inside, Polaroids yellowing at the edges, the missing trooper's notebook, a cassette labeled Dash Audio, 10 to 80 Pursuit, and a single brass badge clipped to the folder, 217. It's warm. Body temperature warm. That's when the lights cut out. Not flicker, cut. Hard blackout. The kind that makes your ears ring from the sudden silence of the ballasts. My flashlight comes up on instinct, beam slicing across metal shelves. I'm alone. I have to be alone. The basement door is the only way in or out, and it's still closed. Then I hear footsteps. Measured, deliberate boot heels on concrete, coming down the center aisle toward me. Same cadence my old partner used. Tommy Ruiz, killed in a foot pursuit 3 years ago. 2-round center mass from a junkie with a Saturday night special. I still have the folded flag from his funeral in my locker upstairs. Tommy, my voice cracks like a rookie's. The footsteps stop 10 feet away. Flashlight finds nothing but empty air and floating dust. Then the badge in my hand gets heavier, like someone just laid a second one on top. I look down. 2 badges now, both 217. The new one is polished mirror bright, and it has fresh scratches across the eagle, scratches that spell TR. I drop the box. Polaroids scatter. One slides face up in the flashlight beam. The missing trooper from 94 standing next to my cruiser. Tonight's date stamped in the corner. Same paint scratch on the fender from last month's deer. Same mud on the tires. The footsteps start again, behind me now. I spin. Nothing. But the air moves, like someone just walked past close enough for sleeve fabric to brush my cheek. I smell his cologne, Old Spice and gun oil, the way Tommy always smelled after Qual Day. I back up until the shelves bite into my spine. That's when the emergency light kicks on, weak red glow from the exit sign. In that bloody half-dark I see him. Not a ghost, not exactly. More like a heat shimmer wearing Tommy's shape, badge glinting where his heart used to beat. He raises one hand, slow, and points at the open box on the floor. Then he mouths something I can't hear. I kneel, shaking, and flip the folder. A new sheet has been added to the back, plain white paper, laser printed tonight. Incident report, blank except for 3 lines. Location, precinct basement. Reporting officer, Ruiz, T. Deceased. Narrative, tell him to stop digging. Some of us never clocked out. The red light dies. Total dark again. I don't move. I can't. Something cold touches the back of my neck. Fingertips, calloused the way Tommy's were from years of gripping a steering wheel at 10 and 2. A whisper finally comes, right against my ear. Clock out, brother, before they make you stay. I run. Up the stairs 2 at a time, shoulders slamming the door so hard the hinges scream. I don't stop until I'm in the patrol bay, fluorescent lights humming normal and safe. The box is still clutched under my arm. When I open it upstairs under bright light, it's just the original file. One badge. No new report. No second 217. The Polaroid with my cruiser is gone, like it was never there. But the scratches on the remaining badge, those are still there. TR, clear as anything. I think some crimes were never meant to be solved. And some partners never really leave the shift. I sealed the box again, slid it back into place the next night when no one was looking. But I still feel those fingerprints on the back of my neck when the basement door creaks at 4 a.m. By 4:47 a.m. the barracks is a tomb. Coffee tastes like rust, and the overhead lights buzz like dying insects. I'm sitting at my desk trying to type anything that makes sense when the radio on my belt wakes up with the tone we all hate. The long, flat beep that means emergency traffic only. Then dispatch's voice, but it isn't Donna on nights tonight. It's me. Unit 217, priority call, code 33. Officer needs immediate assistance. Location, your current 20. My own voice, calm, professional, a little tired. Exactly the way I sound after 4 hours of this crap. Except I didn't key the mic. My hand is nowhere near it. The speaker on the desk crackles to life with the same message, louder. Every radio in the building joins in, overlapping, my voice stacking on itself until the words blur into a drone. I rip the handheld off my belt, pop the battery, throw it across the room. The voice keeps talking from the base unit now, patient, like it is all night. 217, do you copy? Suspect is armed with your service weapon. Last seen wearing your face. I grab the desk mic. This is 217. Who authorized that broadcast? Static. Then breathing, slow, deliberate, the way I breathe when I'm trying not to lose it in front of a sergeant. A laugh rides the exhale. My laugh. The one I only use when nobody's around to hear how hollow it is. The overhead speakers cut out. Silence so complete I hear blood in my ears. Then every monitor in the bullpen flickers on at once. Blue screen, white text scrolling slow. 10 to 57, missing officer. Name, you. Call sign, 217. Last known location, inside your own skin. The cursor blinks once, twice, then adds another line in real time. Stop running the tape. I back away until the wall hits my shoulder blades. The hallway lights dim in sequence, like something's walking toward the bullpen, switching them off one by one. Click, click, click. Darkness eating the room from the edges. I draw my Glock because it's the only thing that ever listens to me. The weight feels wrong, lighter, like the bullets turn to breath. I rack the slide anyway. The sound echoes too long, like the hallway just grew another 100 yards. Footsteps in the corridor now. My footsteps. Same slight limp from the knee I blew out chasing a runner in 21. They stop right outside the door. The push bar creaks, but nobody comes in. Instead, my voice again, softer, almost kind, from the other side of the wood. You left the channel open, brother. We've been trying to reach you since '89. I know that year. Every trooper in the state does. October 12th, 1989. Trooper Daniel Rourke, badge 217, answered a domestic on Old Route 52. Found the house empty. Radioed he was 10 to 23, then nothing. Search teams found his cruiser idling, door open, coffee still hot. His portable radio was on the roof, transmitting dead air for 6 straight hours. They pulled the tape years later. At the 4-hour mark, you can hear faint whispering under the carrier wave. People swear it says the same 3 words over and over. Clock back in. The door handle turned slow. I raised the pistol, finger indexed, voice cracking. Identify yourself. The door opened 6 inches. No face, no body. just my own reflection floating in the dark glass of the trophy case across the hall. Except the reflection is in full uniform, campaign hat square, eyes calm. It smiles the way I used to smile in academy photos, before everything started tasting like copper. The reflection speaks without moving its lips. The words come from my radio on the floor, battery still out. Shift's not over. You signed for 16 hours in '89 and never signed out. Paperwork's backed up. I glanced down at my duty log on the desk. The page for tonight is blank except for one line someone added in my handwriting. Start time 3 o'clock, October 12th, 1989. End time, pending. The reflection steps into the room. No footsteps. It stops under the last working light and raises its right hand, my hand, in the old academy salute. Then it unpins its badge and sets it on my desk. 217, polished bright, no scratches this time. Warm as living skin. Take it, it says with my mouth that isn't moving. We'll hold the channel open. I don't remember dropping my gun. I don't remember picking up the badge. I only remember the weight settling against my chest like it was always meant to be there, and the sudden, terrible relief of finally clocking back in. I think some crimes were never meant to be solved. Some officers never really clock out. They just wait for the right frequency, the right tired voice, the right 3 a.m. when the static finally says their name. The lights come back up. The bullpen is empty. My duty log now shows today's date. My handwriting, normal shift. But the badge on my chest is brass, not the nickel-plated one they issued me. And deep in the dead channel of my portable, something is still breathing, slow and patient, waiting for me to key the mic. 5:11 a.m. The sky is still black, but it's the tired kind of black that knows it's almost finished. I'm northbound on the interstate, doing a steady 70, trying to outrun the badge that isn't mine and the voice that is. The heater is off. I need the cold to keep me honest. Every mile marker feels like a countdown. Mile marker 119. Same place every night for the last 11 months. I see her before the high beams do. Small barefoot silhouette on the overpass railing. White hospital gown flapping like a surrender flag. She's balanced on the narrow concrete lip, toes curled over the edge, 50 feet above 6 lanes of nothing. I ease off the gas, hazards on, light bar dark. No need to spook her. I've done this dance before. By the time I'm parked sideways blocking the right lane, she's already looking down at me. 8, maybe 9 years old. Skinny arms, shaved head, the kind of pale that only comes from too many fluorescent hospital nights. And 4 bruised blooms purple on the back of her hand like a dying flower. I step out slow, palms open. Hey, sweetheart. It's okay. I'm here now. She always answers the same way. Voice small, carried on the wind. Did you bring the form? 11 months ago, I worked a bad one. Single car rollover, 2:47 a.m., same overpass. Mother ejected, DOA. Child seat empty, straps cut by first responders who never found the kid. Hospital said the girl, Lila Carter, age 8, leukemia, was terminal anyway. They figured she unbuckled herself in confusion and wandered off to die somewhere quiet. Search dogs lost her scent in the rain. Case went cold fast. Everyone decided it was kinder to believe she was gone. But every night since, she's here. Same gown, same bare feet, same question. I reach into my citation book and pull out the missing person supplemental I've been carrying for months, blank except for her name and case number. I hold it up so she can see. I brought it, Lila, just like you asked. Her face softens. For a second, she looks like any kid who's been waiting too long for a grown-up to keep a promise. You have to read it out loud, she whispers, so Mommy knows where to pick me up. I climb the embankment slow, boots slipping on wet grass. The railing is cold iron under my gloves. She doesn't move when I get close, just watches me with those two old eyes. I open the form and start reading the narrative box like it's scripture. On this date, at approximately 2:47 hours, I located missing juvenile Lila Marie Carter, DOB March 14, 2017, standing on the county line overpass. Subject appeared uninjured but disoriented. Subject stated she was waiting for her mother to complete paperwork at the hospital. Subject was transported to. I always stop there, because there's no hospital anymore. The children's ward closed last spring, and there's no transport. There never is. Tonight she finishes it for me, voice steady. Transported to wherever the light is warm. A semi roars underneath us, wind whipping her gown against my legs like cold fingers. She leans forward just a little. I filled out my part, she says, and holds out her hand. There's a crayon drawing tucked under the forebruise, stick figure mom and daughter holding hands under a yellow sun. At the bottom, in shaky capital letters, I waited like you said. I take the drawing. The paper is warm, damp from her skin. When I look up again, she's smiling, really smiling. The first time in 11 months. Thank you, officer. She steps backward off the railing. I don't scream anymore. I've learned it doesn't help. I just watch her fall, slow as a feather, until the gown folds into itself, and she's gone before she hits the asphalt. No impact, no body, no evidence except the crayon drawing fluttering in my fist. I stand there until the sun starts bleeding pale pink over the trees. Another trooper will find my cruiser abandoned at 5:59, hazards still blinking, engine ticking as it cools. They'll assume I finally walked away from the job. They won't be wrong. I think some crimes were never meant to be solved. Some reports only get filed when the person writing them is ready to close the case for good. I leave the supplemental on the railing, weighed down with my duty belt. The crayon drawing goes in my shirt pocket, right over the heart that's been slowing down for an hour. Then I climb up beside where she stood, toes over the edge, and wait for the form to finally be complete. 5:59 a.m. The barracks is empty when I walk back in. Not quiet, empty. No night clerk snoring behind the desk. No janitor humming gospel while he mops. No flicker of the vending machine that's been half lit since 2018. Just the soft click of the magnetized door closing behind me and the smell of cold coffee that never got poured. My boots leave wet prints across the tile. I follow them like they belong to someone else, past the bullpen, past the sergeant's office where the clock froze at 5:59 3 minutes ago and refuses to move. The duty board still shows me as 10 to 8, in service since 2200 hours yesterday. Someone has added a new line in red dry erase that wasn't there before. 217, EOS never. I keep walking. The hallway lights are on, but they're the wrong color, too yellow, like old crime scene bulbs. Every door I pass stands open exactly 4 inches. Inside each room, the desks are occupied by uniforms hanging from the ceiling fans, slow turning, sleeves brushing the blotters like they're waiting for roll call. At the far end, the report writing room glows brighter than the rest. I know that's where I'm supposed to go. My legs decide before my head does. The room is full of logbooks. Hundreds of them, stacked on every surface, spines cracked open to blank pages that weren't blank an hour ago. I recognize the covers. Daily activity logs going back to 1989, every single night shift this barracks ever worked. They're all open to the same date, today or tomorrow, depending on how you read the stamp. I pick up the nearest one. My handwriting fills the lines, neat and tight, the way the Academy taught us. 0300, began patrol. 0307, welfare check. 1427 Oak Ridge, Grayson, H. 0342, 10 to 80, County 17, no tag, suspect vehicle unoccupied. 0418, archives, 1994 to 217 file reviewed. 0447, radio anomaly, self-transmission. 0511, 10 to 61, county line overpass, juvenile located and released to next of kin. 0559, return to barracks, end of shift. Except the last line isn't in my handwriting anymore. It's smaller, childish, purple crayon. Thank you for finishing mommy's paperwork. See you at sunrise. Lila. I flipped the page. The next logbook is open to tomorrow night. Same handwriting, mine. Already filled out hour by hour. Calls I haven't answered yet. Addresses I've never been to. The final entry, timed 5:59 again, reads 217, relieved by self. Shift complete. Welcome home. Every book says the same. An endless loop of nights, all ending at the same frozen minute, all signed by me, for me, with me. I set the book down gentle, like it might wake up. The brass badge on my chest, the one that doesn't belong to this decade, grows warm, warmer, until the eagle sears my skin through the shirt. When I unpin it, the number has changed. No longer 217, just a smooth mirror surface reflecting my face, except the eyes are older, tired, relieved. The overhead lights finally click off for good. In the dark, I hear every radio in the building key itself at once. Open carrier wave, soft and endless. The sound a channel makes when someone forgot to let go of the mic underneath it, layered like a choir, are all the voices I've heard tonight. Harold's dry whisper, Tommy's laugh, my own calm dispatch tone, Lila's small thank you. They're not calling for help anymore. They're clocking out. I walk to the muster room where the big wall clock still refuses to hit 6. I place the mirrored badge on the podium next to the sign-in sheet. My name is already crossed off in red, replaced by a single word written in that same purple crayon. Relieved. The silence that follows is the softest thing I've ever heard. No static, no rain, no heartbeat even, just the quiet of a shift finally, truly over. I think some crimes were never meant to be solved. Some nights were only ever meant to end one way. And some troopers, when they finally turn in their badge, don't walk into the sunrise. They walk into the station, close the door behind them, and let the next watch take the wheel. It's quiet now. The kind of quiet you only earn after 16 hours of sirens stuck in your skull. Somewhere a fluorescent tube finishes dying with a soft pop, and the darkness feels polite. Papers settle on desks that haven't been sat at in years. A cooling cruiser ticks itself to sleep in the lot. The rain that followed me all night has finally stopped, leaving the world rinsed clean and waiting for a dawn that may or may not be mine to see. If you're still here with me, thank you for riding the shift. I don't know what time it is where you are, or what the sky outside your window looks like right now, but I hope it's gentle. I used to think the hardest part of this job was learning how to live with the things you can't fix. Turns out the hardest part is learning when to stop trying.